interesting way.
Well, they take an ordinary blanket and then they make a dust, powder dust of ground and a mixture of roots of plants, which gives it a certain color. And they put it on the ground and put the dust on top of the blanket and then hit it with sticks. And then either throw the blanket in the air to fall on the dust and, roll it around. And then eventually it gets that color. Then they just shake the excess dust off and it has been dyed. So it's never a water process, cold water dye.
And obviously, judging by the reaping hook over her shoulder, she's typical again insofar as the Xhosa women do most of the work.
Yeah, she has been on the lands. She probably cut the grass that you see on that sleigh there. And so she's just carrying her implement with her on the shoulder.
The school?
No.
Easy? Okay.
Mina kuluma.
Uh-huh.
Wa.
Yeah?
La.
Yeah?
Malin.
Marlene?
How much?
No, he wants to know whether he must talk into the microphone and whether it will be recorded, and if it is recorded, he would like some payment for it.
He's wanting royalties for his appearance on television. What about this big waddy he's carrying?
Well, this is what they call the knopkiri. You see, and it's used to hit somebody over the head with this very hard knob here.
And you were saying that they can become quite violent among themselves.
Very often when they have had beer on Sunday afternoons, they might have faction fights. One kraal, which is an enclosure of huts, might fight against another group on another hill or whatever, and all the men would get together and have a little faction fight.
Having tasted the Bantu beer yesterday, I can understand.
Yes. That's right. Oh, see.
Hi. Show me that.
No, he doesn't want us to take pictures of the small.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, 5 cents for it.
Yeah, all right. That's a beer strainer, is it?
Beer strainer, yeah. For the beer.
Yeah, no. Icon.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is it so?
Uh-huh.
Right. School. Yes.
Yeah.
Nafak. Now.
Oh yeah, there's a deposit, you would say, when they make the beer out of the corn and all that, there's a deposit that stays behind at the bottom. So they put this on top of the can, tips it around, and the beer strains through, and then the maize and whatever they make the beer out of stays behind here, and they can just throw it out. And then they do it the same again, and they, of course, catch up the beer here. Huh? For the drinking.
Yeah.
The beer.
Well, Vicky, these are Pondo people, and they have their hair done in a particular way. How do they get it into those long strands?
Well, they first divide the hair into small parts, you see, and then they take cow dung, and they dip them in the cow dung or rub it around it, and then rub it in very small little string, shall I say. And that's very beautiful. If they have a beautiful hairdo of that, it's supposed to be very attractive to the men.
And just so that people won't be too sensitive watching this, it doesn't have any odor at all.
None at all. None at all.
Around every corner, it seems, there is a strange story in this country. Here, at Lusikisiki, one of the principal areas in the Transkei, we have come across a man who is a millionaire. He's very famous throughout South Africa. They say he's a multi-millionaire, in fact. There's some doubt as to how he made his money. We hope to find that out in a moment because he has agreed to do an interview with us. He's a stickler for formality. He insisted that we wear our jackets to come into his home, and of course we must have our feet washed before we can come onto his premises. He's also, as a herbalist, and this is one way in which he's made a lot of money, we understand, he's a stickler for purity of life. And in this regard, he will have nothing to do with smoking or drinking. The women you hear singing now are his wives. He says he has 23 wives and he loves them all. Mr. Day, as interpreter, what is he saying to us?
He says, I greet you. I greet you, a gentleman from Australia.
Makhosikazi. Ukhashani kaloku ukhashani.
My wives. My wives.
Makhosikazi.
My wives.
Namhlanje ke sivelelo yenye into esiqala ukuyibona.
Today we have seen a new thing, and this is the first time for us to see it.
Siyavuya sibona zonke izinhlobo esingazazi zaphesheya.
We are glad to see all these kinds from overseas to be brought to us.
Loo nto ke ndiyabona kuzithamshana.
I think that will bring a luck to us.
Mr. Kotso Soweto is talking to his wives. He's explaining to them who we are and that they are very proud to have us here, that we come so far from Australia. And this is the first time they've had that experience, and he's also explaining to them that their pictures, in some way, some miraculous way, are going to be taken back to Australia, and they're all highly excited about the prospect. These are just some of Mr. Kotso's many, many employees spread through something like 56 farms that he has. They've finished work for the day and they've come up to pay their respects, both to him and to us. That Mr. Kotso's grandfather knew Paul Kruger. How was that?
Uyihlo wesazana no Paul Kruger.
Wakhulisha uPaul Kruger.
Yes, he was brought up by Paul Kruger, my father.
Wakhulisha uPaul Kruger suka naye eBellhoek.
He started from Bellhoek with Paul Kruger. In Colony.
And he used to help Paul Kruger.
Steinbeck.
He helped Paul Kruger by driving the cattle which belonged to Paul Kruger.
Emncedisa uPaul Kruger ngokuqhuba inkomo eziyazazi zikaKruger. Yes.
Driver a coach.
And he was driving a coach.
How old is he?
Ubudala bakho bungakanani?
Whoa! Isandifile ndikhuphile ngoku.
I'm 91 years of age.
Tell him that my friends here from Australia say that he must be very strong to have all these wives.
Uthi mandikucelela uba abahlobo bakhe abangapha eAustralia bathi womelele kakhulu uba ube nabafazi abaninzi kangaka.
Ngobusuku ndithatha babayibanje.
One night I take 4.
Every day ndithatha babayibanje.
Daytime I take 4.
What does he do? Does he take a special medicine? He's a herbalist.
Uthatha iyeza phambi kowenze lo msebenzi njengekhwele.
Ibangalala.
Yes, I've got medicine known as Bangalala.
Ibangalala.
Bangalala, that medicine.
Bangalala.
Bangalala.
Does he tell anyone else the secret of his medicine?
Uyabaxelela abanye abantu ngeli yeza lakho.
Yabavimba.
I don't want them to have it. I stinge them.
Yabavimba.
I don't want them to have that medicine. I stinge them.
Has he got a favorite wife?
Ungaba kukho umfazi omthanda ngaphezu kwabanye?
Hayi bafana bonke.
No, they are all the same to me.
Bonke
They are all
bafana.
the same to me.
How many farms does he have?
Iifama zakho zingaphi?
Ifama ngama-50 anesithandathu.
I've got 56 farms.
Hey, le nto iphela
Receipt.
phephani phi.
He just bought another farm yesterday.
Uthenge enye ifama phezolo.
Ewe.
Yes, I bought another farm yesterday.
He's going to show us the receipt.
Uzambonisa ireceipt
Ewe
yayo ngoku.
nanti.
This is the receipt for the farm I bought yesterday.
Nanti. Khangela bus. I-cash bus.
I paid cash.
I-cash bus.
I
Bus.
paid cash. That is the cash.
He paid cash 1,100 rand.
Ubhatele iwaka elinekhulu lamarandi.
Which is about nearly $1,500 Australian.
Ekushumeni esihlanu ledollars eAustralia.
How did he?
Failure number one.
How did he become very rich?
Yintoni yakubangela utyebe kangaka?
Ojakalashi.
I was hunting jackals.
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 And did he get a lot of money, and from whom?
Wafumana imali eninzi apha koojakalaji.
Yafumana imali eninzi koojakalashi.
Lot of money from the jackals.
Who paid him the money?
Ngubani lo yokubhatala le mali koojakalaji?
Bonke abelungu bamaplazi.
All the farmers. All the Europeans from the farms.
What did they pay him for a jackal tail?
Babekubhatala ntoni ngomsila kajakalaji?
Bamsila kajakalashi andifika eplazini. Unkosi weplazi undinika £5.
I was paid £5 from the farmers. £5 for each tail.
You were saying
Elisethi ndifumane £5 ngesikuba.
In Basotholand, I was getting £5 for the skin, jackal skin.
right, now what else? How else has he made his money?
Wayenza ngantoni enye imali yakho le?
Iyo le abojakalashi.
Oojakalaji, selling skins and tails of jackals.
What other property does he have?
Enye into enye imfuyo nayo yintoni?
Imihlaba ebendiyithenga ngemali.
I've got a lot of farms. I paid money for those farms.
What else does he have?
Nantoni enye nayo? Igusha namanye.
Igusha.
I've got sheep,
Ingongwe.
goats,
Inkomo.
cattle,
Amahashe.
horses.
So he'd be one of the richest black Africans in Africa.
Ngoba usisityebe esingumangaliso kubantu abantsundu baseMzantsi Afrika.
Mr. Kotso is explaining to his 20 wives that the camera is really a particular type of gun which is going to shoot the picture back to Australia. And this gun is worth about 10,000 rand, which impresses them greatly. I want you to ask Mr. Kotso, are these all his wives? Has he got any more?
Ngaba ngamakhosikazi ngabafazi bakho bonke aba ungabe unabo abanye? They are all here.
Ufuna ukuntshontsha wena abafazi.
You want to steal my wives and take them away?
How many children does he have?
Abantwana nabo bangaphi?
Oh, baningi.
Too many.
Too many.
Too many.
Ungabantshontshi bantwana bami.
Don't steal my children.
Has he lost count?
Ungawalahla kwazi ubhatela inkomo?
Ewe, mfazi amunye usekwe ngamashumi enkomo.
One wife, I paid 20 head of cattle as dowry.
20 head of cattle. 20 head of cattle for one wife.
For one wife. And a horse.
Would you please ask him now, would he stop the singing and the band playing and ask the wife who speaks the best English to come forward and talk to me?
Ungamniza ke lo nkosikazi athethe isiNgesi, siza kuyekisa ngokucula kungene isiNgesi. Can I stop them now?
Yes, please.
Hanau.
Does he mind if I talk to his wife?
Uthi uyamvumela uba makathethe nomkakho lo.
Ngizomva iba wamkhasa.
I'm watching you. What you're
He's
going to
watching me, is
He's
he?
watching you. You listen carefully what you ask.
What is her name? What is your name?
My name is Eunice Setunza.
And how old are you?
I am 28 years.
How long have you been married to Mr. Kotsu?
Only 4 years.
What did you do before that?
I was teaching
Where did you teach?
here in the Transkei.
You taught young children.
Yes.
So that means that you had a very good education. Did you graduate from a teacher's college?
No, sir. I had only a junior certificate and a teacher's course.
And where did you meet Mr. Kotsu?
I met him at Mount Frey on one of his farms.
And you married him almost immediately?
No, after a year.
Which is the oldest of his wives here?
He's the oldest one. Is
That is the one third from the right.
That's the third one from the right.
She's coming forward now. How many children does she have?
She has 13 children.
13 children.
Yes, sir.
How many children do you have?
I've got 4 children.
And what do you think of being married to a man who has 20 wives? Do you pity people who have only one wife?
Yes, I pity them
Why is that?
because they have to have many wives is that you have work easier. Yes.
It makes the work easier?
Yes.
And do you think her husband is more contented when he has 20 wives?
Yes.
Which is the youngest of these wives?
The youngest one is the fifth one.
The fifth one.
Yes.
The youngest one is the fifth one from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the youngest one.
Yes.
Here.
This is the youngest.
They all seem very happy.
Yes, yes.
How many children do you think Mr. Kotsu has?
Oh, they are innumerable, sir.
Innumerable.
Yes.
All of them. The least number is what? 3, 4 of these wives here.
3, 4, 6, 12, and the highest number is 13.
You're all very happy living here.
Yes.
This one has a lovely baby, I see.
Yes.
How many children does she have?
She has got only 2 children.
I wonder if we could perhaps have his son come forward. His son is out there sitting on the wood heap. Could we bring him forward?
Yes.
What is his name?
His name is Forboy.
Forboy.
Yes.
How old is he?
She's only 6 years.
6 years.
Yes.
Could we meet him? Say hello to him? Does he speak any English at all?
No, sir.
No English.
No.
Hello, young man. Are they very glad to see us today?
They are very glad.
Why are they particularly glad to see us? Because we come from so far?
Yes, because they come from so far, an unknown country.
What work do you do here for Mr. Kotsu yourself?
I'm keeping his books. I'm working as a bookkeeper.
And what other jobs do they do? What variety of jobs do the other wives do for him?
They are doing
Mostly
housework.
housework.
Yes.
Are there any others who do bookkeeping?
No, sir.
Sakala